Hi there, Messy Hair here. There are many ways people can take in or indulge in a story, getting emotional or just, overall just getting entertained by stories. But there are so many ways, so that begs the question, which is the best way to get emotional to a story? Like, which form of entertainment is the absolute best way? In my opinion, of course, this is not like factual. This is not like, done by a scientist at MIU or something. This is just my opinion or like my thing. Just which is like the form of entertainment, form of media, or form of whatever is the best way to take in a story. Let's just get this right into it. Jesus. So, coming in fourth is a personal story from a loved one. This is, I guess not as good, but it hits it more personal because you know who that person is. And usually, like, stories from a loved one like World War II stories are just like a story that they just did in a day, or a story where they, something happened to them. That hits more better than, I guess, a movie. Because it's more personal on a personal level. You know who they are, you might experience their story. Basically, it's like a good short or concise or personal preference, because you know who they are. It tells a more impactful story because I'm pretty sure you know who they are. You know the background. You know the strengths, weaknesses, and all that. So yeah, it is still short, but at least it's on a more personal level. You may feel more emotions than an average movie can. And yeah, that's basically it. Just like short campfire stories, you know, old grampy Abe is telling you a good World War II story about how, you know, how was it in the Vietnam War or whatever it is. So yeah, short stories, personal stories from loved ones. That's another. It's a good way to get like a good story out of it. Like if you're like camping, or if you're at home bored, or if you have like the old people here over. That's another good way you can get a story, but not as impactful as other things on this list. So yeah, number four, personal stories from loved ones. Okay, top three. Here we go. Coming at number three is books. Now, books, they have a lot of time to build character. Like, they give you a lot of time to build character. I am not a reader. I don't read books. I'm not into books anymore. I was like 6 years ago, but I am not as into books anymore because there's like other better things to do. But I do agree that books tell an amazing story. Uh, you read it, words can just tell such an impactful story, like like Lord of the Rings, or I don't really know a lot of books. Goosebumps. That's what I used to read. I Survived. That's also what I used to read. All those books. They and like the series or like sagas, not novels, but like serious books, like what I just said. But they tell really good stories. They have a lot of pages, depending like a chapter book, depending on what book you get. I'm talking about chapter books in particular, because they build a lot of story. They have so much time. There's like no limit to, uh, there's like no limit to a page. A book can be like this small or this big, like a whole dictionary. Uh, and the good thing about books, it doesn't really take a lot. It doesn't take a lot of time to make. Anyone can make a book, unless you have like the mindset, or like you have the education or the knowledge to write a good story. Even you can make a book. Like you can, get your lazy ass up this couch and go over to computer and start typing up story, because that it's your story. It is personal. Usually books are on a personal level, so like the author can like express her feelings or his feelings to the book and tell an amazing story. Now books are amazing. I think they are really good to get the cries or tears out emotions. Like a good haha, or like books are cool. I'm just not really into it. As long as you have like a good imagination, as long as you can read, you have a good imagination, and I guess you have the money to get it. Books are such an amazing way to get emotion, to get depth, to get story, and just have an overall entertaining time. Personally, I don't like reading books. I don't have a feel for it anymore. It's just I just don't like reading books. It's just something I don't think about when I'm on my free time. So yeah, books. If you have time to yourself, get a book. Tells an amazing story sometimes, depending on which book you get. Okay, coming in at number two, we got TV shows. Now, just like movies, TV shows, they build a lot of time to build up character. And unlike books, TV shows are more visual, so you don't have to have a lot of knowledge or imagination to do. Because TV shows, they show you a picture of it, they show you the visual things, they show you what the story is in like an actual virtual way through your TV. TV shows like movies. TV shows are movies plus books combined into one. That makes a TV show. Good TV shows like Breaking Bad, Better Call Saul. What are some other TV shows in my mind? Sopranos. All those good shows. Such amazing. One Piece. Animes too. I guess they count. They're TV show. So yeah, TV shows, animations. They can tell a really good story. And emotional. A TV show, Breaking Bad. That was like the first time I got emotional to something like entertainment wise. I'm not really a choir. I'm more of a, it's a TV show, it doesn't really exist. But Breaking Bad really got me crying, for real. But yeah, TV shows are an amazing way to get good story, to get a good emotion. It's just like books, but if you're not really a book guy, TV shows is the way to go. I know I'm treating this like you don't know what the heck a TV show is. I'm pretty sure all you guys know what a TV show is, but I'm digging deep into it. They give time to build character. You can introduce so many characters into a TV show, and you still have so much time to introduce the characters, build up story, get to the climax, maybe do another story, and then different season, do another story, build up more characters, do another story, build up more do another story, and then end it. There's like no limitations to a TV show. Look at the freaking Simpsons. They have like what, 40 seasons? Or the One Piece, they have like what, 1,000 episodes, and they're still making One Piece. Hasn't ended yet. There's so many arcs that's happening. But yeah, TV shows tell amazing stories as well. So if you want like a good story thing, you might more like visual scale, more like an in-person scale, definitely do TV shows way better. Okay, number one. So you're probably wondering, what the heck? What can be a TV show? What? There's no way, this thing I'm gonna talk about is gonna be a TV show. Yes, there is. And it doesn't really attract into like the older generation. I guess like people above like the age of 50, they won't get to feel this. Usually people under 50 or like 40 or whatever, they will be able to feel this if they are very interested in it. And you might not agree with me, some of you guys, but I think the most impactful way, or like the best way to get emotion from a story, is video games. I know, video games. Holy war. I'm pretty sure all you older generations are thinking like, no, wait, how? You can't get, video games? No. It's all about, coin collecting and, barrel busting and, all violence and all that. Well, no, not anymore. We are living in 2023 now. And people still, non-gamers still believe that we are still in that era where video games don't tell stories anymore, or they're just, entertainment for kill and, time-wasting entertainment. Nope, not anymore. Red Dead Redemption 2 is a great example of this. First time I cried at a video game ever. Now, the thing about video games is that not only does it take time to build character, not only is it a visual thing, but the best thing that carries it is that you are the person. You are controlling the person. You make the choices of what happens. A good example of this is like Red Dead Redemption, The Last of Us, all those, games, those like Telltale games, they tell such amazing stories, and you live into it. You are the person. And then also some sad games out there, like they're like just pure sadness, like that Dragon Cancer or Before Your Eyes. Those games are extremely sad. I'm not even gonna watch it again because there's just tears everywhere. But video games really do tell the best story, because you are living it. And if you want to get like one step or one up it, go into VR. Well, you are the person. You control the hands, you control the head, you can look wherever you want. Virtual world, and they can tell stories from that too. It's crazy. Video games tell such amazing stories if you give it a chance. Just like TV shows, just like movies, just like books, just like personal stories. Video games take all those and they put it into one thing, one masterpiece, depending on what game you get. That's amazing. That is an amazing way to get a story, because you feel like attracted to that character in a very non-sexual way, unless, but you feel like you're attracted. You know the people in there, like you get attracted to the people there. And I think that's the best way to tell a story ever. Now, I do really wish that some people of the older generation can experience this amazingness and give like video game stories a chance because they need it. It's cool. So if you want the most out of a story, want the most emotion from a story, definitely give video games a check out. Story games, of course, multiplayer or like arcade games, they don't have that much story. But I'm personally talking about story games, like single player story games. Those are amazing. And you know, there's always bad video game stories. There's always top tier video game stories. Depends on what you get, but that is the most that you can get out of a story. You can really get attracted to them. You get the most emotion. You can cry, you can laugh, you can get angry, you can punch things, you can be happy, you can even get attracted. You might even like kiss the screen, you know, make love to it, you know. But video games really do that, and I wish more people can experience that. And this is just a TV right here. I don't know what it's just a TV. My TV's on. But yeah, video games number one. Now, if those, you know, this is probably not the list that you know you'll make, but this is, in my opinion, the best way to get storytelling. And yeah, don't really got anything else to say. Thanks for watching. Don't get mad at me. So coming off at fifth place is movies. Now, I'm not saying that movies are bad telling stories. They are. It's just not as powerful because they take a lot of time. It doesn't really take a lot of time. It's like an hour or 30 minutes just to tell a story. So you don't really get a lot into it unless, you know, they do it really good. Depends what movie it is. But usually, I'm saying this because it doesn't have a lot of time to build up unless it's a series, like a trilogy, but like standalone movies. I'm talking about like standalone movies that like tells like an hour 30. They're not as good because you don't have a lot of time to build up character or to build up story depending on. Now I'm not saying that this is, you know, that movies suck at telling stories. I'm just saying that due to a limited amount of time, movies don't really get a lot of depth into it unless I'm saying it's a saga or there's like background information about it. But standalone, I'm talking about. But there are also like, you know, there are good movies out there. You know, there's like El Camino. You know, that's just like a sequel to Breaking Bad, or Avengers Endgame. That was an amazing thing. Interstellar told an amazing story. Like there are good movies out there. It's just that in my opinion, I don't believe that due to the amount of time, it doesn't really tell an impactful story that big as like, you know, other things that are on this list. So yeah, movies are good and all. It's just that it's not as powerful. It doesn't bring a lot of emotion, if you get what I'm saying. But there are good movies out there. Still watch movies. Movies are amazing. And yeah, that's basically movies. They don't have a lot of time to build up story. That's all. And it's kind of rushed and all that. Whatever. Yeah, they just don't have a lot of time to build up story.